Hey Eurovision fans, the official Eurovision channel has released 30-second rehearsal clips from all of the songs competing in semi-final number 1 of Eurovision 2024. We're going to check them out and see what we think. So, let's kiki. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So this video came out last night, I think. It is 30-second clips for each of the songs that are in semi-final number 1. We're going to go through all of them one by one and check out what they've got. I may have to do some audio distorting to get by copyright. I'm going to see what it's like when I upload the video, how many of them get copyrighted, and make a decision on it then. But you already know what the song is anyway, so we're more focusing on the visual package. So 30-second intro there from Rylan. Interesting that they've brought him back from Liverpool last year, which is really cool because he's a big Eurovision fan. So I like that they're maybe keeping him as like a permanent correspondent. I like that because I really do like Rylan a lot. Okay, let's get started. The first one is Cyprus. Bang. So we can see these aquas. I do like this exploding aqua, that's very pretty. Little flit of eyes there. Bit of nervousness. Vocals sound pretty good. Okay, we're getting a look at the dance spec. I do like this popping fountains. Not mad on this choreo now, it looks a little bit jerky. Camera cuts are very, very, very quick. So yeah, like the color palette, I do like that aqua color as a main color. Even the bit where the fountains came up though, it looked like it'd been copied and pasted. Like it wasn't like unique fountains, it was like 12 of the same fountains. So just small things like that look a little bit cheap. I saw her eyes flitting off to the side just before the dance break, just kind of break the immersion of the performance. So, you know, she's 17. I think she's amazing for 17, don't get me wrong. But yeah, small things like that kind of just are a little bit of inexperience where, you know, the focus needs to be entirely on the performance. Don't be looking for marks. Yeah, some of the choreo just looks a little bit jerky. I did find that her dancing style before is this kind of like crumping style of popping, which I find quite harsh. But yeah, generally it looks high energy. It's going to be exciting, a good opener to the show. I have to admit, I'm still a little bit worried about this. I think it's so far back, the first song. I think if you put this last, I think it would be, I feel much, much, much safer about it. But yeah, the running order and the fact that it was already kind of a bit of a borderline, I don't know if that rehearsal clip gives me like a huge amount more confidence. Okay, next up we got Theodore for Serbia. Wanna know my secret? Bang. Beautiful burst of energy from the ground there. Really, really lovely. That overhead angle, very pretty. Vocals sound really clean. I'm pretty confident in her vocals. Dress looks like, I like that flowing rags at the bottom of the dress hitting the light. Really nice. Lots of eye contact. I actually saw a little bit of a TikTok interview with her saying somewhere that she wanted more close-ups. So maybe not getting, this happens every year where there's a little bit of back and forth between delegations and the producers, because delegations obviously have it in their head what they want, and then producers are kind of like, can't give everybody everything that they desire. I thought that looked pretty. I didn't feel like they gave away too many of the key moments there. I liked seeing the graphics on the floor. But yeah, they didn't show off the thunderstorm, which is the key part, and they didn't show off the Ramonda flower, which I think they're kind of sitting on as it's one of their like real beautiful key moments. So they're waiting a little bit longer for that. Styling wise, it looked good. It didn't look like she had much makeup on. So maybe they're going for a more like pared back natural look. So that's a middling choice for me. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't know if I would like something, maybe actually a little bit fantasy on the face, or just something that gave, I would just make a decision on the face. I don't want it to be completely bare makeup, even if it's just like a design or like an old Serbian rune or something on her face. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that goofy. I would like some kind of idea or concept on her face. But I like the hair, I like the dress and the color palette of this. Again, I think most delegations of this are kind of choosing a safe clip. They don't want to give away their best bit. Okay, next up we have Sylvester Belt for Lithuania. Wanna know my secret? Bang. Okay, so we're getting the dancey bit. Love the kick dancing. Looking mostly similar to Eurovision.lt. I love that facing, the red face and LEDs. Vocals, tiny bit quiet there. Okay, the vocals are fine. A little bit of looking at the ground as well, a little bit of shyness here, which I actually quite like. And I also liked his face on the LEDs. So the face on the LEDs is a really controversial thing at Eurovision. It sometimes can look a little bit vain, and sometimes it can really work. I like it with him because it's not like him just like being super posery. It's more like these quick sudden glances, like with kind of this trippy white and red. I actually think it looks super cool. So yeah, this is good. This is largely the same as Eurovision, just like a little bit of deluxeification for the Eurovision stage. Feeling good about Lithuania. I think this is a really solid song. Feels very unique within the semi-final as well. I don't feel like it's got too much of an overlap other than with the UK, which people can't vote for. Okay, fourth up is Ireland. I have seen this before. I was gushing about it on Twitter. Let's watch it. Wanna know my secret bang? I think this is the start of the song. Mysterious, upside down, magical. Vocals are really clear. Really good enunciation. We get the nails, more slick back hair. Yeah, this is sensational, so exciting. And that's hand coming up. Incredible, amazing. So exciting, creative. Everyone was going crazy about this on Twitter. If you aren't on Twitter, glowing reviews, everyone was going crazy. This is absolutely why people talking about now Ireland being potentially top 3 in the semi-finals and people talking about this being top 10. I'm not saying it's going to be top 10. I just want to get past the semi-finals. That's my priority right now. But yeah, this is really, really super wide. And this is the start of the song. Before we get into anything with the demon and the candles and any potential costume things that might happen. So that's just like the start of the song, and it's that exciting. What's the rest of the song going to be? Brilliant. This is Ireland finally getting Eurovision. If you've watched my channel since 2019, you'll know I've not had much joy since I've been doing this, and I've always been begging, when are Ireland going to get it? This is Ireland getting it. And this is a mix of the freedom that Michael Keeley gives. He's very open. He's like, look, I let the artists express themselves, but then also that paired with an ambitious artist in Bambi Thug, who has got incredible creativity, artistry, wants to use this platform to really promote themselves and their style of music and their look. This is really cool. The upside down starting is a brilliant way to grab everyone's attention. I noticed the vocals sound significantly more clear because I've heard this song plenty of times, but I actually really appreciated each word even more. Just being able to see their lips moving at the start with the close-up as they're talking. Everything processed a lot more clear, and actually there was a couple of words that I hadn't really thought of before that came into my attention. Really, really great. This hand coming up, creating some intrigue at the start of the video. What is this hand? Who does it belong to? There's going to be a reveal. This is really clever cinematography and storytelling right from the start, introducing us in, creating a mystery, creating a question that's going to be answered with the song. Absolutely fantastic. You know, everyone's saying now that Ireland's going to qualify. How that happens, all these people who are loving and hyping it, we need them to vote. But yeah, like I originally had this as a borderline yes, and I'm feeling, I don't want to say definite yes because I don't want to jinx it, but I'm feeling definite likely yes. And I really am just looking for one excuse to bump this up to definite yes. It's just that trauma of one qualification in 9 years that's preventing me. But this is totally magical. You know, I have to wait and see the rest of the rehearsals, but I think this probably won the rehearsal clip mini competition of this video. Let's go. We've still got 14 songs left. So fifth up, we have Ukraine. Wanna know my secret bang? Beautiful image of Jerry. I love this hand back. Oh, absolutely divine. This gorgeous yellow light. And the wind machine on her dress. So pretty. On top of this mountain. Incredible. Absolutely divine. Ukraine staging on point every year. Yeah, really, really gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. So just a small thing, I actually got an email from the Ukrainian team, not specifically to me, but they're quite active. If you ever sign up for press, presume the emails are shared out, and the Ukrainian team are one of the most active in like contacting and sending out materials. They were talking about who their staging director is. So Tano Mwinyo is the creative director for Ukraine's performance this year. So really cool they've got a female creator as well. I'm not sure if Tanu has done previous editions, but yeah, like I always talk on this channel about how exceptional Ukrainian staging is and how Ukraine are in the top 3 of the rankings for the last 10 years because they are so good at Eurovision. It's not to do with sympathy votes or anything like that. Keep in mind the sympathy votes thing only started in 2022. What about all the previous years where there was no sympathy? It was just the creativity, the magic that they create on stage. This is total magic. This walking up the hill, this small detail of the hand behind her, So, but it just adds this drag, this struggle of going up the hill, just with that simple hand motion. So clever. And Jerry is such a great theatrical performer that she pulls off this emotion. At the top, we've got the wind machine going through the dress, and we have this beautiful imagery in the back, which has been a little bit controversial. Some people that it's a bit too unsubtle in terms of its reference. I don't know. I don't blame Ukraine for kind of like reminding Europe what's going on, because it does seem recently that people are losing a little bit of focus on Ukraine. So, you know, I think giving people a little bit of a nudge reminder, hey, we're still being bombed. Yeah, but yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. The colors as well. It sounds like that's the end of the song, so I wonder how she's going to get down quickly to have the final moment with Aliona on the floor. So I don't know if she's going to run down or what happens, but really, really, really pretty. This is just such a gorgeous elevation, and I love how different it is from the national final as well, because we see so many countries now who are copying and pasting, and Ukraine are just elevating. They've taken probably the best feelings and emotion from Vidbir, but then they've given it a new look with Smthngnw, and definitely a contender to win. I still do feel like it's one of the kind of like more secondary contenders. I feel like we've got like Croatia and Switzerland, and then possibly Italy, and then we've got like a second tier. And I feel like Ukraine is one of the leaders in the second tier of countries who maybe get through by doing well in both televote and jury. Okay, next up we have Luna from Poland, One and Number Secret Bank. Vocals sound a little bit quiet. Yeah, a little bit quiet and breathy. I love the imagery though. This dancer is fantastic, very exciting. Very choreographed, that's okay. And she's running into position now. I love this thing with the horse so much. It took me a couple of seconds to work it out, but it's really cool. In case you couldn't work it out there, what she did was she was dancing with the Black Knight, and then she ran off, and the Black Knight did a little bit of distraction work to distract you as Luna ran and lay on the floor and then was on the horse. I had to admit, the first time I looked at that, I couldn't work out what it was. I thought that it was upwards, and I was like, how did they get the horse on the stage so quickly? So I think that's actually kind of cool. I posted about this on Twitter. I actually really, really like it. It's goofy, but it's fun and enjoyable. A little bit reminiscent of Russia in 2016 with Sergei Lazarev. So I really enjoyed the staging. I think it's so camp and kitsch. The vocals were there a little bit breathy. I think she's doing a lot of movement. You could see that she's got so many interactions to do with the dancers, and it's very difficult to do that while singing. So that is a choice by the delegation, which I think is a little bit risky, giving your artist so much to do. I think this looks really fun. I think a young audience will really like this. Okay, next up is Croatia, One and Number Secret Bank. Pyro, vocals sound really good. Yeah, he's getting better and better. Love things like the cloth on the drums, small details. Okay, so this is leading into like fun bit. We got the animals on the back screen. Some of these camera cuts are a little bit messy. There was a blocked camera angle. Love the goat though. And we get a visual of this. So just a couple of the camera angles were off there. I think there was a moment where we're meant to see the male dancer carrying the female dancer, but one of the drummers was in the way. So it's just small things like that need to be cleaned up, because it makes it just like a little bit messy. When you get rid of that mess, it just looks cleaner, and I think that really, really helps with the jury. I do think that Croatia's focus should be on the jury, because I kind of think the televote's going to take care of itself, because the song is really great, the energy is fun, we've got the animals on the stage. I just think the televote's already going to love that, so they just need to be looking at fine-tuning everything so it looks super, super clean, have all these camera cuts be perfect. So if there's a risk of the drummer going in front, push the drummer out of the way. It's more important that you get the thing on the dancers when they're doing the moment. Organize all your people on the stage. His vocals sound great. I think Marco's been getting better and better. He's done so many rehearsals and practice. You know, I think Croatians should be super proud of him, because I think he's doing everything that's within his power to win. I really just feel like there's nothing more that he can do. You know, he's only one person, very much working in partnership with his girlfriend, but I would love if Croatia win. If they don't win, I think Marco's done a fantastic job. He's really, really working his ass off, and I think this looks like a great stage show. I'm really, really excited to see it. Okay, next up we have Iceland, Wanna Know My Secret Bank. So lots of golds, reminding me of Wild Youth and Emma Muscat. Yeah, not much is happening. She's just standing on a box. Yeah, even the choreo is just very small. The whole thing is just a little bit too basic. I actually like her dress though. The fringe is pretty, catches the light. Yeah, that staging is just way too simple. There's just nothing happening there. And I know the dancers are going to come in towards the end and do a little bit of accompaniment, but like, if you had to describe the staging in a sentence, it's woman standing on box with gold. It's just not enough. So, you know, coming into this, we already knew that Iceland were in trouble. If you're in trouble, do something big, do something dangerous. Have her come in as a trapeze artist and spin around. Or if she doesn't want to do that, get someone else to do it. Do something with heights. You know, you've got a song called Scared of Heights. Do something entertaining in regards to that. Don't just stand on a pretty small period. It's not even like it's a big pillar like Lazara was on last year. She definitely would have been scared of heights. Meanwhile, Hera's on this like 6-foot box with steps on it. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't really understand this, to spend so much money to come and participate. Maybe Iceland are just kind of like passing on this year, but it doesn't feel like a passionate fight to try and make it. Okay, next up is Slovenia, one in my secret band. Okay, this is towards the end of the song. Getting into the opera. Some kind of cool panning angles. The dancers look really amazing, like a painting. And beckoning to the camera as well. Styling is really, really gorgeous. Oh, I love that pulling of the nails. That's really gorgeous. And the choreo of the dancers is gorgeous. Yeah, I think this looks really pretty. I'm just still not sure if casuals are going to understand this. And what I wanted from the clip was some sort of like relatability or basicness, for lack of a better word. Like, you know, you look at what Iceland has, they've got too much of it. Too much of this is like something recognizable from X Factor or whatever, or any kind of show that they watch. Whereas this feels like maybe it's just a bit too weird. So I was looking for something kind of relatable for the casual fans. I think if it came down just to Eurovision fans, this would definitely qualify. Absolutely. I think so many people love this and love Raven and the mystery of the song and how different it is. I just don't know if casuals are going to get it. This is probably one of the ones I feel most unsure about. Yeah, I still think it's a borderline no for me. I want to be wrong so bad. I would love this to go through. I absolutely adore it and I really want it in the final. But yeah, the kind of operatic bit at the end, I wonder, is that going to come across the right way? I do like some of the details, like her clawing at her skin. I think the choreography from the 5 dancers around her is really pretty, looking like a Caravaggio painting. But this needs to be fully immersive. I think there's probably a few too many shots of the audience. I think maybe they just need to go full in on her, create her own weird alien world and just keep it on her. But yeah, I'm worried about this one, and basically I'm preparing to be sad. Next up is Finland, one on my secret band. Oh, actually getting the start. Those cracks on the eggs are new. That's really cool. And a bit of smoke as well. Oh, he's got some new dances as well. I actually like the lighting here as well, and the smoke from the egg. I like how it's blurred out as well. The EBU probably made them blur it out. Oh, a little bit of like vocal twist as well there. So not showing off too much from there. It just looks like some of the small details have had a slight elevation. So the egg having the light in it. I saw later on as well, there's going to be some LEDs with the clouds. It actually looked quite expensive. That is like kind of colored smoke effect. So yeah, I still like this. This is such a Marmite entry this year. The people who like it and love it. And the people who hate it really hate it with a passion. At the end of the day, you can only vote for things in the televote. I really like this. I want to see it in the final. I don't care if casuals think that it makes the contest a joke. I don't really care what casuals think anymore about my beloved contest. Okay, next up is Moldova, one in my secret band. Okay, so we got the bit in the violin with the wings. The wings are a little bit sleepy. They do look pretty though, very detailed. It feels like something should be happening here and it's not. Like a bit more flurry. Yeah, and then we're to the golden trees. Some of these images are pretty, but I just think it's not enough to carry the performance. And her being on stage as well just means that lacks a bit of energy. I'm assuming that is a financial decision that they weren't able to afford to bring 4 of the ladies who are at the national final. Yeah, this looks bare bones to me. Some of the images look cool, but I just think that most people are going to be kind of bored for this performance. The song isn't particularly strong, and then you've just got a kind of random collection of images, like a golden tree and then the wings and then the tree's pink later. I just don't even see what the storytelling of the theme of the song is. Again, the lyrics are really short. We got 10 sentences repeated twice. It just doesn't feel like it's got enough of a soul to me. And then the imagery doesn't help me understand what the song's about. Yeah, I'd be so surprised if this went through. So I think this is a rare case of Moldova not being able to bring their televote wow. Next up is Azerbaijan, Wanna Know My Secret Bang. So it's towards the end of the song when Ilkin comes in. And we see these hands now. Oh, I like the purples actually. We didn't see that before. So it's this grayscale, but also with purple. And he's got some choreo as well, which is a bit mysterious. Okay. Get a little bit of like rainbow effect as well. Some static moments though between the choreo. Yeah, like I have to admit, one of my disappointments with this is that it's such an ethnic song. And if we look at, I'm not doing this on purpose, but if we look at Armenia in semi-final number 2, they've also got an ethnic song and it feels really like colorful and vibrant. We've got traditional clothes and we've got traditional imagery and it just feels like this really interesting flourish of Armenian culture. And then here, I'm not getting Azeri culture here. Again, the outfits look like generic future fantasy, and then this image of, it almost looks like a Buddha image in the background, but just this lady in the water with the hands. I'm just not getting a feel that matches the song, because the song has this beautiful singing in it and it has some of these traditional Caucasus instrumentation, but I'm not getting that in the color palette because I'm getting these grays and then I'm getting the purple, which definitely I like the fact that purple's there, but I would have liked like a scream of color going through the middle or something like that. It just, the color palette doesn't match with what the song sounded like to me in my head. And I got a kind of slight ancient feel from the song, but they're going future with metallics and kind of like titanium colors. I think that the color palette concept here is a bit off. The guys have a disconnect. They seem like they're far away from each other. It seems like they're both doing their own thing. Fari's doing some choreography, almost looking a bit like martial arts, Tai Chi or something. And then Ilkin's off on the side. So there's just a disjointed nature to this that I'm not getting yet. But who knows, people might not care. They might just really love the kind of, that this is a different sound. Keep in mind, this comes after Sweden. Okay, next up is Australia, Wanna Know My Secret Bang. Really pretty autumnal colors in the background. Okay, a little bit less high energy than I was hoping. I was hoping for a bit like, wow. Zachariah is looking gorgeous though, good energy. I think we got Didgeridoo guy coming on as well. I really like his styling. Look, now this is a really cool cultural element here with the didgeridoo. So actually an interesting contrast to Azerbaijan, who aren't really showing off as much culture with a cultural song. Whereas Azerbaijan, we've got Zachariah in this gorgeous outfit, and then we've got the didgeridoo player with some of the traditional body paint, which is so cool, really interesting to see. And then he plays the didgeridoo, and I believe he does some of the traditional dancing while he's doing it, which is not normal, I believe. I believe normally when you play the didgeridoo, you have to sit down, but obviously he's not actually playing it because we don't use live instruments on the Eurovision stage. So there's some elements I like in this, but then also the energy just felt a little bit low. So I wanted maybe someone kind of giving me a bit of like, whoa, get the party started. Maybe one of the 3 backing dancers just have a little bit more, like give them a couple of Red Bulls or something just before they go on stage. Okay, next up we got Portugal, Wanna Know My Secret Bang. This is near the end of the song. So pretty. Oh my God. Oh, the way the cubes are flitting in and out of existence. So divine. And I believe the scream is coming up now. Really, really, this is so conceptual, so different vibe from everyone else. Ah. Just magic. Absolutely magic. Oh, why? Really, really special. That gives me a couple of shivers now. Portugal has to go through. That is so freaking elegant. Those cubes just flitting in and out of consciousness. And then these dancers, the choreography is so pretty. And I love how each dancer has their own different choreography. This isn't all of them doing the same thing. They've got a theme, like they're all with her or against her or moving away. but they all do it in their different movement, different heights. Some are male, some are female. Fabulous. This beautiful crisp white against the dark backgrounds. This is so pretty. I'll be really, really sad if this doesn't qualify, because for me, it'll kind of be a testament to the fact that televote only punishes ballads, because this totally deserves to be in the final. Absolutely 100% in the final. And you know that if the jury were here, they would just, oh, it would do so well. And if it makes it to the final, this can do super well with the jury as well, because that beautiful big note, the artistry in this is real storytelling, where even though you haven't a clue what she's saying, if you don't speak Portuguese, you can feel some emotion, whether it's angst or anxiety or passion. It comes across in the choreography. So well done, really, really pretty. And this is Portugal staying very, very true to themselves, doing their own thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but they're very consistent. Okay, last up we've got Tally Fighter for Luxembourg. Want to know my secret bang? Okay, different costume. We got this copper style. We still got the pigtails. Nice intimate moment. A little bit breathy. She needs to take the mic away when she's breathing. Styling is better though. It's not very. Oh, I like this purple color palette as well. Oh, I like this kind of like ethnic feeling beat towards coming to the end. That's in the revamp. Yeah, the outfits, did I prefer the black? I think it's fine. I think that it's okay. It doesn't really make much of a statement. That's what I was trying to say there, but I couldn't think of the word, so I just stopped. But yeah, I really like the slow bits there. I like the LEDs, and they come on this like wisp of gold, and then the energy coming in. I feel much, much more like this not only will qualify, but also feel a little bit more like it deserves to qualify, because it felt like the producers were like pushing it into an unnatural qualification, and now it's looking cleaner. It feels more enjoyable. They've done the revamp. I just feel like there's more effort put in. I'm like, okay, you actually deserve to be in the final now, as opposed to just being kind of like being given a lot of leg ups by the producers. So I feel like more likely that Luxembourg are going to go through. Actually really enjoyed that clip. I thought it was really cool. Okay, so just a little bit of a summary. Who stuck out? Definitely Portugal. Now, keep in mind the ones that I watched more recently are going to stick out a little bit more in my head, but Portugal was absolutely gorgeous. Luxembourg, I think, did great as well. I feel like Ireland won those rehearsal clips. I think if you go online as well, that's the consensus. I think Ireland have the biggest wow. Part of that is the expectation that we don't expect much from Ireland, because we usually suck. So usually the Irish clips come up and it's just like, oh God, how bad is this going to be? And instead to get something so creative and imaginative is really, really wow. So keep that in mind, because let's say Ukraine, for example, also had a very beautiful clip, but we've high expectations for Ukraine because they're so freaking good at Eurovision every single year. So expectations play into this as well. I would say Ireland, Ukraine, Croatia looked great. Again, we kind of knew that was going to happen because of Dora and the photos that we saw. Who's coming to my head? I'm a little bit disappointed in Cyprus. I'm not getting qualification vibes from that personally. This is actually a good test to see who can I recall. What else do I remember from that? I thought Lithuania looked really clean as well. Serbia, want a little bit more makeup on the face, but generally it's sounding good. Let's just stop there, because then this is going to turn into which ones don't I remember, and then people will think I hate those ones. Overall though, I think this show looks really, really good. I'm excited to see the full thing. I really like these rehearsal clips because they tease the final performance. So excited to see these on the Eurovision stage and who's going to elevate. So that's what I thought about the rehearsal clips from all the songs in semi-final number 1. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. No new donations on Buy Me Coffee or PayPal, but if you want to support the channel, I'll leave links to you in the description down below. And of course, thank you to my patrons for patronizing me from all around the world. If you want to join my Patreon, I'll leave links to you in the description down below. But of course, thank you so much just for watching, and maybe giving a like, and maybe sharing the video. And thanks so much for watching. See you in another Eurovision and last video very soon. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.